Hello, this is movie review number 1418. This is Black Swan. Black Swan is a 2010 movie that is directed by Darren Aronofsky. Darren Aronofsky, Aronofsky, who also directed The Reservoir and the upcoming movie Caught Stealing. So this movie has Foster's Right Pictures and Cross Creek Pictures. It's a 2010 movie that was released in theaters or in limited or in some theaters for its 15th anniversary. I saw this movie on August 21st, 2025 at AMC West Chester 18 in West Chester, Ohio. And this was really good. Like, this was probably, I've heard, one of the best movies that came out in 2010. Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis really did a fantastic job at this movie, along with the director Darren Aronofsky himself. I remember seeing this movie before, but never in the movie theater, so it was really nice to see this movie again. So, have you guys heard of the ballet Swan Lake? Well, this movie features ballet dancing as the performers are doing a version of Swan Lake. So the film focuses on Nina. She is a ballerina whose passion for the dance rules every facet of her life. When the company's artistic director decides to replace his prima ballerina for the opening production of Swan Lake, Nina is his first choice. She has competition in newcomer Lily when Lily is a newcomer for the production, and let's just say there is competition. While Nina is perfect for the role of the White Swan, Lily personifies the Black Swan. So the Swan Lake play they are performing, it has a white swan and a black swan. The white swan is full of peace, goodness, and this is something that Nina has no problem doing. While the black swan exemplifies a little bit of evil, greediness, betrayal, and a dark side. Something that Nina kind of lacks of. But Lily definitely resembles the Black Swan pretty well. And Nina wants to get both the White and Black Swan. Like somebody needs to do both the White and Black Swan. So, as rivalry between the two dancers transforms into a twisted friendship, Nina's dark side begins to emerge. Ooh, so Nina is a good girl, and she knows how to do the White Swan, but she needs to get the part of the Black Swan that is basically like the main characters in the play. And so Nina doesn't really have like a dark side. But when Lily comes into the picture, let's just say there was a twisted friendship that happens between the two females, and it causes Nina to have a little bit of a dark side, as her character and personality definitely change a bit, and she doesn't become. Let's just say she doesn't exactly become the good girl that you see at the beginning of the movie anymore. In other words, she is preparing for the part of the Black Swan, and she will do anything. And I literally mean anything to get it, to get the part. And she is a great dancer, but sometimes she overdoes it. Well, she will stop at nothing to get the part, even if she dies trying. So, this movie has Natalie Portman as Nia Sayers slash the White Swan slash Odette. Mina Kunis portrays Lily slash the Black Swan slash Adele. Vincent Cassel portrays Thomas Leroy slash the Gentleman. He is the crazed artistic director of the production that Nina and Willie both work at. Barbara Hershey portrays Aota Sayers slash the Queen, who is Nina's overprotective mother, and she also used to be a ballerina but is retired. Winona Ryder portrays Elizabeth or Beth McIntyre slash the Dying Swan. She is a star prima ballerina who eventually retires. Benjamin Millepied portrays David Morrell slash Prince Siegfried, who is Nina's dance partner. Kalina Solo portrays Veronica slash Widow Swan, a ballerina who was originally the first pick for the lead in Swan Raid, but eventually the part got to Nina. Christina Inapure portrays Dahlia slash Widow Swan. Jeanette Montgomery portrays Madeline slash Widow Swan. Sebastian Stan portrays Andrew, also a suitor. Toby Hemingway portrays Tom, another suitor. Sergio Torrado portrays Sergio slash Fawn Wolfbart. Mark Margolis portrays Mr. Filvian slash Patron. And Tina Simone portrays Mrs. Filvian slash Patron. So I've heard that Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis trained ballerina or ballet several hours and hours and hours. And I've also heard from Mina Kunis lately that this role definitely brought some physical pain that she never experienced before. But they definitely were able to pull off the dancing in the end. And it was really neat to see a film about ballet and about dancing and a little bit of rivalry and competition between two dancers who both exemplified one aspect of the swan, the white swan and the black swan. So Nina is prepared to get the part, and she does, but let's just say that she doesn't really show the part of the black swan. But when her dark side begins to appear, let's just say this is the point where we actually do see her becoming the Black Swan. Oh, this was a really good film, guys. I definitely recommend it, but just be aware it is an R-rated film. And I'm very looking forward to see Darren's next film, Caught Stealing. So that's my movie review of Black Swan. Please tune for next movie review. Alright, goodbye.